Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm That Fat Guy, and today is episode 12 of Fat Chat. Now, if you are new to the channel, Fat Chat is just an open discussion that I have. I take a bit of time and interview people, real people that are on a weight loss journey. Not people that have like 4 million subscribers and 2% body fat. I don't want to hear from them. I want to hear from people that are slogging out, doing the hard yards, and real, just genuine people out there. And the people I've spoken to, like, all their stories are different. Everyone's doing things differently, and it is such an inspiration to have a chat to these people, and hopefully you guys find it inspiring too. Before I get into it, I will ask you, hit that subscribe button, give us a like, throw us some comments, give us some like, and show some love for this guy here, because I've got a guy by the name of Gary here. He has absolutely overcome, he's in the process of losing this weight. He is overcoming this massive life-changing event, and he's an absolute dead set legend. All the Manshake men know him. Gary, how you doing today, mate?
I'm good, Ash. I'm very good, mate. How are you?
Mate, I couldn't be better. It's 7 degrees. I'm outside. I've got a coffee.
Beautiful 18 degrees up here in Queensland.
Mate. He threw me off because he wears Sharks jerseys every day. I'm thinking, oh, I must live near Cronulla, but no, he's in Queensland.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in Queensland?
And I support them. Yeah, Gladstone. Just up on the mouth of the Barrier Reef. So it's pretty good.
Do you make it out to the Sharks games when they play up there?
No, they're like 6.5 hours away.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. Yeah, we're up central Queensland.
Okay, yeah. As you can tell, geography was not my strong point in school.
That's why you have GPS now.
Now, I've gotten to know you a little bit from the Manshake Man and your interaction with my channel, but for all those who watching who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've turned 50 this year. I had a father of 6. I've got a beautiful wife. I had a pretty life-changing accident 14th of May 12 months ago. I was at work and I was chopping down a tree. Tree spun and come back, landed on my head and crushed me. Pretty much spat me out like a pretzel. Snapped me femur off the hip, shattered 197 millimeters of my femur, snapped it off above the knee and split my knee in 3 ways.
Wow.
So,
I can imagine that would have been pretty painful.
Well, dead set hurt a lot.
You're lucky to survive. How big was the tree?
Oh yeah, about 30 foot. Yeah, it hit me so hard. The sound of it hitting me on my hard hat was like getting smashed with a bit of 4x2, and it was so loud, and just my spine lit up like you'd been electrocuted.
Oh, jeez, mate. Wow. So obviously you got carted straight off to hospital then.
Oh no, it took a little while to find me and get me out front of the tree, and then the ambulance to find us, and that was, I don't know, probably about an hour and 20 or something before I got any help. Then they took me to a little bush hospital where we were, and I think I sent the hospital into overdrive. They didn't know really what to do, and I remember they drugged me up with this ketamine stuff, and everyone turned to aliens, man. Wow. Everyone looked like they were big marshmallow people and everything.
Wow.
And I could feel them snapping me leg back into a harness, like all the bones cracking together and stuff. And they flew me out, and I didn't have a clue where I was going after that. And I didn't know for probably 2 weeks where I was. They flew me to Rockhampton, and a guy up there had a crack at the tidal, I think, with my leg. Banged 18 screws in my knee, 11 in my hip, and run a plate up and left all the broken bones in the middle. And then left me in a wheelchair and left me bedbound for 10 months.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So the chronic pain, mate, was ridiculous. Like I was having physio 7 days a week sometimes, and I'd move and you could feel the bone ripping into your leg and everything, and I'd just sit there, rock on the side of the bed. I couldn't move. And, excuse me, we lived in a double-story place then, and so I was downstairs living on my own, and the missus and the kids and all that were upstairs. So I'd sit up all night just rocking and playing Xbox, just trying to kill, sort of give me brain something else to focus on rather than the pain. And we got a sort of, I think it was about the 10-month mark. Me and the missus said we need a second opinion, and I actually put a post up on Blokes Advice. It's another group on Facebook. Yeah,
really?
And this bloke contacted me. He said, "Oh, did you have your leg done a Rocky by any chance?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Is there any gaps in your bones?" I said, "Gaps in my bones, mate." I sent him off. I think I sent you the picture of my X-rays, like where that was after it was fixed.
Yeah, I'll put them up for.
Like that, yeah. Well, that was after 11 goes.
11.
Right? The guy left it. The 11. That was after 9 surgeries in 11 days. Sorry.
Wow.
So that's how he left me for 10 months. And I sent it back to this bloke. He goes, "Geez," he said, I broke my tibia and fibia, and they left about a half an inch gap in his, and he couldn't do anything. He got referred to a guy in Brisbane. So I said, "Oh, who was that?" And he told me. He said, "Righto." Next day I rang him. I said, "Oh, I need to see you." Told him what was going on. Everything. We had an appointment. We went down in December. I think it was the first week of December. Me and the wife, and he sent me off for an X-ray, and come back. And I walked into his office. He had it up on the screen, and I said, "Oh, is that my first X-ray?" So it's just all so big a gap. She goes, "No, that's today's."
Oh,
and
no.
I went, "What?" And I broke down and bawled my eyes out, mate.
Oh, geez, mate. You all right?
Yeah, mate. Pretty much begged for my life. I just said, "Can you fix me?" That's...
Take a minute, mate.
That's all I wanted to do. Sure, mate.
Yeah, mate. Take your time.
I wanted someone not to talk shit to me. The first surgeon, he actually told me that I'll be up in January walking.
Oh.
Well, I'll be out of the wheelchair, I'll be out of the brace and everything. I said, and I seen this bloke, went and seen Tony in Brisbane, and they had me in the day before my 50th. I got operated on.
Oh, wow.
And he re-broke all my femur, all the pieces and everything. Done bone grafts off the tops of my hip, and he put a nail in from my knee right up into my hip, and then rebuilt my femur around the bone, around the nail. Used the bone graft to fill it in and all that. 2 days after, I was up and hobbling around on a rollator. There's sort of walk and stand up and on wheels.
Yeah, 2
days.
I
spent 6 weeks. Yeah, 2 days after.
Wow.
And that was the first time I'd been upright. Like, Jesus, Christ, I don't know, like that long. Like the whole prior 10 months, my missus had to help me get dressed. I couldn't put my shoes on. I couldn't have a shower. I couldn't do anything on my own. Nothing. I felt so much of a burden, and so I consumed everyone's time and everything because I couldn't do anything for myself, sort of thing. Like, and that's a really, really bad feeling to have. So you go from working, 40, 60 hours a week, and going camping, fishing with the kids, sports with the kids, everything, and next minute you got nothing. Everything's gone. So that plays with your head a lot as well. And
I can imagine.
Yeah. So 6 weeks after in the hospital, that pretty much, I had to leave in the wheelchair, but I was up on crutches and walking around. So from then on, the surgeon said to me, I weighed in on the 8th of January at 139.9 kilos.
Wow.
So
What were you,
know,
before
half
the accident?
94.
Wow. So it was about 40 kilo gain.
Yeah.
I can imagine
So,
just being bedridden the entire time. Wow.
Yeah, and like everything you looked at, you know, like I remember laying down and just looking. I could just see me guts laying flat down. So I couldn't even see my toes, you know, and I was like, what the, you know, wow.
Yeah.
And it's like, not only am I a burden to the missus now, not only do I consume all the time, look at me, you know. So the head game starts to play again. So depression really kicks in. That's, you know, when you're handicapped and everything as well, because through no fault of your own, like that makes it a bit hard. Yeah, it's definitely been a different ride. But Tony O'Neill done my leg and done an amazing job. Like 6 weeks, like when I walked out, he said, now, he goes, I need you to get back to your pre-accident weight. He said, so I want you back near 100 kilos. So that was me, right. He said, then they'll give your leg the best chance you'll have of some sort of normality.
Yeah.
And I said, what's that mean? He goes, well, just play it by ear and we'll see how you go. So we've had a few reviews. Actually go down on the 4th of August to Brisbane and see him this coming August for my 3rd review. But the last one, he pretty much said, where your leg's at now is probably where you're going to be for the rest of your life. You know, I don't think you'll work again in anything I know how to do or I'm qualified in. I can't sit down for more than 2 hours at a time. I can't drive a car for more than 2 hours. Yeah, there's a whole lot of other things that I can't do, not just walk-wise, but even sitting and stretching and moving and sitting in certain seats you can't do on airplanes, things like that, because my leg doesn't bend that way. So it changes a whole lot of things, Ash. It's definitely a life-changing, and not just for me, my kids, my wife, everyone around me.
Because you've got a few kids. How many kids you got?
6 that I know of.
Oh, mate. Look, yeah. I love the fact that you crack a joke, because that is like the epitome of everything I've seen of you from the Man Shake Men page, our communications together, is that despite all this adversity and this hardship and this absolutely life-altering experience that you've gone through, you are such a positive bloke. Like,
well, I know. It's just, I wouldn't be able to do it without my wife. My wife's my soulmate, you know. I don't know. She supported me through the hardest things, man. You know. Now, when they say when you're married, for better or worse, we can't get much worse than this. So, but, you know.
Well, yeah, a massive shout
without
out
the
to
support,
your lovely wife.
Yeah. And it was actually one of her friends that told me about the Man Shake.
Oh, really?
Funny enough. Yeah, it's because she was talking to her, and one of her friends is a personal trainer in Victoria. So she said, because I was asking when Tony said about losing weight, I said, right, how am I going to do this? Being that I can't, you know, limited in, you know, very limited in mobility. And she spoke to her friend Verity about it, and she goes, yeah, the Man Shake's probably the best one on the market. She studied its ingredients and everything else, and I was like, righto. So I got on the website, ordered the big 4-pouch things, the 3 boxes, and you know, and I've haven't stopped it since. So I think it's like 16 weeks I've been on it, and I'm weighing in at 113.3.
Outstanding. From 139, did you say you started that?
Yeah, 139.9. I'm at 113.3.
mate, that's massive. Congratulations.
So
That's like,
it's
honestly,
pretty
I'm
good.
just so happy seeing that. Like, honestly, and for all
Yeah.
those people who aren't on the Man Shake Man page, because there'll be a few of you, I'll put up the pictures here. Like every like day or second day, we get these posts from Gary, just like him out in the crutches, showing how long he's walked. He's done like 2.5 kilometers here and there, and it's just such a motivating thing for me to see. Like when I see a new post from Gary, I'm straight away, bang. I look at it because I'm like, this is amazing. Like I feel tired today, but this bloke is just going through no tomorrow. Like he introduced himself when he first came on the Man Shake Men page, and I was like, wow, what a story. And I intently wanted to follow, and I messaged you, I think like within a day or two, just saying, you know, mate, if you need help, let us know, because mate, just everything I've seen about you. You're a rugby league fan. It's a shame you do go for the Sharks, but you know everything about you. And I can't give you enough raps, because the stuff that I see you do, despite your injury, is insane. It's insane. So what did you say to this doctor? Like after you got upright again, like what did you say to the surgeon after everything?
I cried. I couldn't say much. The first 2 or 3 times I seen him, I couldn't really put what I felt in words. That was really hard. My 12-year-old son, he came down with me to my last review, and he called Tony God. Oh. And he said, I looked at him, I said, what? He goes, you fixing your dad.
I actually I might need that tissue, mate. Honestly, like, oh wow,
yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
yeah,
wow,
and that was huge. That was huge. Like,
I'm honestly lost for words. I can't honestly imagine. I must imagine that you must draw a lot of inspiration from your family to power through this.
Oh yeah, like if I don't know,
because it would have been really easy
if I don't show
for yourself, you know.
Oh mate. Well, Tony O'Neill's the surgeon. He said when I walked down there the first time, he said I'm really impressed. He said, I'd only lost like 5 kilos or something, and I was getting around on the crutches, and he says really impressed. He said because most people could have quite easily gone home, done nothing, and lost a leg. He said that would happen in 98, 99% of the cases. I was like, oh, wow. I said, yeah, well, no, I like my leg. So sort of that wasn't an issue. So I told him what I wanted to do, and, he said, right, so by January, this coming January, where I'll be at then, he said, that's where you'll be for the rest of your life, sort of thing. I said, right, he said, so aim for 100 kilos by then to give you the best chance of having, a less, not so much handicapped, a less interrupted lifestyle, so to speak.
Good choice.
So I'm not on the crutches now. Yeah, I'm not on the crutches now. I had a fall about 4 weeks ago, and my physio said he's found out now that all the scapulars that hold your ribs to your spine must have been broken in the accident, and they never checked it in my back. So when I've had the fall, I've re-stretched them all, so it was no crutches. So now I just had CTs and all that yesterday, and I've got an MRI next week to find out how we're going to fix them. So that's why we've sort of been forced off the crutches.
So with that accident, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. With the accident, obviously they were really focused on the leg. Did they not scan the rest of your body, like to check everything, or?
Well, me and Amy were talking about this, and we were under the impression they did, because I can't remember a lot of it, so I rely on the missus to tell me a lot of what was happening. But the hospital apparently told her that I was totally coherent and I could hold a conversation with her, so I could tell her.
I'd like to go drinking with you, mate. Honestly, that sounds amazing.
Well, she said, like she said, she goes, I'd have you on the phone. You can see your phone go drop on your chest. You didn't even, you know.
Oh.
She said you were complaining about your back and breathing and everything. So they end up. I found out last week. We found out they only scanned the top part of my neck and my skull. They didn't scan my spine or anything.
Oh.
Which sort of baffled us. Yeah, it makes sense, but it's why it's so sore now.
Well, if you're stuck under a tree, like crushed by a tree, and took them an hour to find you, they'll fold it on yourself. Like, I would have thought they just would have chucked you like the whole thing into the machine and done a full body scan. But no,
yeah,
I mean, but like, I'm not a surgeon, I'm not a doctor or anything like that. So but
yeah,
I guess
you get crushed by a tree, you think that'd be the first thing you check, wouldn't it? Like,
oh, jeez. So does it give you a bit of solace thinking that tree has now probably been chopped up into firewood and burnt away to nothing, or?
No, the boss put it through the chipper. He said, geez, it was a heavy tree too. He said that was one of the heaviest ones of that type of tree that he can remember lifting. I said, yeah, I know it was heavy.
I could tell you exactly how heavy it was.
Exactly.
So
yeah, it was definitely.
Well, that's so wow. That's such a full-on story. And you've told me a little bit about your kids before we got into this and your wife, and it sounds like you've just got this absolutely amazing circle of support there, mate. And raps to your family, honestly, raps to them. So you're obviously on the man shake now. You're losing the weight through exercise. Like, what does a day look for you in terms of your food and your diet?
My food is, we have our evening meal, and most of the times, as I put on the Manshake page, I'll put my dinners up. So a lot of them are very salads, very lean meat. The salads might be that thick on the plate, but and then just a little bit of lean meat, and we're very mindful of what we portion control and all that now as well, because I had never had a clue about dieting. And sort of till this, but this isn't a diet, it's a lifestyle change. So, and it's, once you do it, it's very easy to maintain. Like, it's just sort of.
Well, how much has your mindset changed in that last 16 weeks since you started?
Mate. Even just my self-confidence is, 10,000% better. Just everything, man, everything,
Well,
and just even just the support and the messages that I get from the boys on the page, is amazing. It's very humbling. I didn't set about posting my post to sort of, to inspire or do anything of that sort of nature. It was just my journey. It was just sort of, like, this is me. This is what's happening. This is what I'm doing. Blah blah blah. But I get so many messages, and that from people. It's it's very humbling. It's very happy to I'm happy about that. That I inspire others too.
Mate, you absolutely do. And even seeing the way that you carry yourself in your photos, like, you can see the change in your your self-belief. I think
Demeanor.
is the right word.
Yeah.
Your demeanor, because you posted up your first pictures there, and I've seen pictures of you before, before the accident that you sent me, and your face, and then soon after the accident and everything like that, you can see the change just in your eyes, and it's.
Yeah,
you're absolutely killing it. You're absolutely killing it, and now I'm hoping that once you lose this weight, you exceed the doctor's expectations, and do you believe that you can get your leg more or less working better than what it is now?
I hope so. I hope so. I hope that by losing the weight, it might take the pressure away from all the nerve damage and the muscle damage, so they might then rejoin and reconnect a bit quicker, hopefully. But that's a long time down the track. it's not like the nerves aren't going to rejoin straight away just because I lost 40 kilos.
Yeah.
So, but the aim, the fitter and the better I can get myself, the better chance I'm going to have my leg getting the best it can get.
Mm.
It's hard when I sat there and I've seen the doctor write down that you won't work again. Mm. You won't ride a bike. You won't, like I had a Harley and everything, and not allowed on it anymore. Not allowed, won't ride a push bike. He could only get 100 degrees bend out of my knee or my leg under anaesthetic. He said, so you won't get anywhere near that. Right. And I mean, to see all these things written down, it's a bit of a kick in the guts because I didn't plan to end like this. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it hasn't ended.
No, it hasn't ended, but it's still, it's just another part of the journey. So, and like you said before, a lot of people could have quite easily sat down and let it regress and take them over.
Yeah, you could still be in that bed playing Xbox all day. Like,
mate.
Out of my own curiosity, what games did you play when you were?
Breakpoint, Tom Clancy games.
Oh yeah,
I'm a big fan of Tom Clancy games. Yeah, I've played COD now, the Modern Warfare. So just play them sort of Tom Clancy games, and COD. That's about it. So.
All my mates are trying to get me on COD, so I think I might need to get it. Maybe we can have a game. You're on Xbox, aren't you?
Yeah, Xbox, yeah.
Oh, good on you.
Gentleman Gaz. Because it's funny, there's a story behind that too, but when my son made up my account, we were drinking a bottle of Gentleman Jack, and he goes, oh, you got to have a screen name. I said, what? And I've never had a game console in my life. He said, righto, we're going to call you Gentleman Gaz. Righto.
Gentleman Jack, that's a good drink right there. Mate, like I have a fun with Gentleman Jack. One of my mates, he just loves it. He would drink it like every single day if he could. And we got away for a weekend with the boys, and like it started off, just with the beers and that, but then he switched over to Gentleman Jack, and he had himself like a tumbler glass that was no less empty than this, and then he eventually just gave up and was carrying around the bottle for the night, just like a big
never done that before.
Oh mate, so but yeah, look, I mean, you got certainly a good goal there, which you're probably about like 3/4 of the way there in terms of your once you get to your goal weight, what would be next for you?
That's a really good question. I don't know. Hopefully to see if my leg gets any better. If it changes, how my leg reacts, how my back hurts, if any of the physical things change. And learning a way to maintain that, or
maintaining
just keep that on an even key. Yeah. Well, I haven't experienced that yet, but I see the boys some say that is harder than actually losing it. That's what another bridge I'll hurdle when I'll cross over when I get to there.
Mate, that's one thing I'm terrified of is once I lose this weight and I get to my goal weight, I've never been able to maintain in my life. I've always yo-yoed back to front, and it's big time. And I just don't know how to do it. And this is, I'm gonna have to rely on my subscribers. I'm going to have to rely on the Man Shake Men page and all the books to unload some knowledge on us. So, mate, we're all in it. We're all in it together. Yeah, we're all in it together.
Exactly.
It's like if I can talk, give a metaphor, if I could just talk about how my diet is, I would say that my hunger is like a pit bull in a cage, right? Right now it's in the cage, it's got its muzzle on, you know, and it's safe, you know, I'm on the dieting journey, but like as soon as I get to that level where I can let him out of his cage, it's like, well, you know, I have a feeling that it's just gonna rip into some food. Yeah, I'm just a bit nervous about that. So maybe that's.
See, yeah, sorry, Ash. I don't see it as a diet. I'm looking at it as it's a lifestyle change.
Mm.
So that may be an easier way to maintain later on mentally. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
But
it is a lifestyle thing, and I've said that since the very beginning. I'm working on change. You know, we're all working on making it a lifestyle change. Like, you know, we can build habits, but you know, if you always have a problem with weight, it's really hard to flip a 30-year-old switch. And I can imagine with you know, using the man shake even after you've lost the weight. You know, that would probably be the best way for a lot of guys, including myself, to maintain.
I'd be on that same bike, I think.
Did you eat a lot of junk food before the accident? Like, because you're in your 90 kilo range there. Like, were you always a fit bloke, or?
I was always pretty solid. I liked my food, but I didn't really eat junk food, I suppose. I'd never been big on lollies or chocolate or, you know, all that sort of stuff. Alcohol was my big thing. You know, like last week, I felt really, really, really yucky because my daughter's 21st last weekend.
Oh, congratulations!
So I had some Jack and some cake, and you know, all the party food and that sort of thing. And my God, even the missus, because the missus is on a lady shake, and for the next 3 days, mate, we'll tag team that toilet like nothing. Oh my God, the sugar and everything just made you feel so drained. It's like, how did I do this before?
Yeah.
Well, so it made you think.
Like, I saw the pictures that you posted the following day. Just you, this sorry-looking selfie with bags in your eyes, like, got a migraine.
Yeah. It's unreal, isn't it? Just by sugar, you know, and processed stuff. So, like, it makes you wonder.
Well, last night was my treat meal. My celebration meal. And I have my usual
your KFC night.
KFC night, and it was a bittersweet night because my precious Parramatta Eels got like beaten in the worst kind of way. But I'm not going to get on that topic. But
and by the Sea Eagles too. It's pretty sad.
Just getting angry thinking about it. You know, I don't care being beaten. Like, it would have stung less being beaten by the Titans, like or the Bulldogs, because it was Manly and Daly Cherry, most punchable face. Anyway, getting off topic, but so I've noticed that every time I have my celebration meal, like the KFC and such, like within an hour or two later, I'm super thirsty. Like, I have to drink like heaps of water, and it's like an unquenchable thirst. Like, it's just like I think my body is just saying, what have you put in me? And I'm just like, it's good, don't worry, just keep it. Yeah, and like, I feel good I feel fine the next day. And after the first, like, because when I first started this health, you know, the lifestyle change, I didn't go for the KFC as my celebration cheat meal because I thought, oh, that's a bit of a, you know, gateway drug. You know, I don't want to, you know, go too hard. I was having big Asian feeds, you know, like, rice beef noodles and dumplings and that kind of stuff, you know, not fast food. And then when I felt KFC, I was like, oh. But then I just kept pushing through it, and I've had it since. That's what I like about this whole gig, you know. Like, I mean, you get the ability to treat yourself, and you can still lose the weight. Like, do you have celebration?
Yeah, we do fish and chip Fridays. We've got a fish shop just across the road, and it's the bomb, right? And I do a hamburger. I do it every Friday night, so I do a hamburger. So, but it's with the works. It's got pineapple, lettuce, tomato, onion, all that on it.
Oh,
Nice, just it is beautiful. Right? It's like it's really nice. So that's my cheat meal. I have that on a Friday. Right.
that's beautiful. It's nice to find a good fish and chip shop. I don't eat fish myself, but like I love getting burgers and the fried foods from it. Do you put beetroot on your burger?
Yep.
You're a purple
beetroot. Yep. I have beetroot in my salad, everything. I have pears, all that in my salads, and all that.
I like pear and walnut salad. Yum. Beautiful. Good stuff.
Oh, no, chuck your walnuts.
Oh, you don't like walnuts?
I think I'd rather hit myself. No, I'd rather hit myself in the head with a hammer.
Why walnut? Why are they so bad?
Oh, I don't know. They remind me, when I was a kid, we had a massive big tree in the backyard, and these walnut things. And when you mow the lawn, I remember you kept cutting the shins by them all the time. So I just don't like walnuts.
So you got a bit of PTSD from the wall.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, like I mean, I I've said it before. I hate coriander. Coriander, coriander don't mix. So yeah, I'll give you walnuts. Is there any other food that you have irrational fears over or don't like?
Yeah, olives.
Olives, yeah.
Can't stand olives. Olives, walnuts. There's not many more. Like coriander would probably be on there.
Hey, I knew I liked it. Good on you, mate.
But you can eat different foods together with something else, and it changes the total taste of everything. So,
well,
except for walnuts. And olives.
Except for walnuts and olives. Well, mate, we'll have to catch up some point and have a walnut, coriander, and olive pizza or something like that.
Sounds like a plan.
As a challenge.
Geez, the prize would want to be good.
Just the satisfaction of saying we did it, I guess. Oh, damn it. Yeah. I forgot. I was going to make a Zinger burger shake. I forgot about that. I need to do that.
That was the last one you were speaking about. That
I thought I was going to do it this weekend, but I forgot about that. Yeah. Cool. Conveniently.
That'd be very, that'd be you. I think it'd come up just as quick as it went down, wouldn't it?
Probably. I'm thinking I'm going to have to mix it with coconut milk or something. Like it has to become like, because it'll just be like all like, dry and yuck. So I'm going to have to add something to it. Yeah. I don't know what to add. Like water would just be weird.
Turbocharge that blender.
Yeah, exactly right. You just turn it up to 10 and rip the knob off. So, mate, what's the rest of your day looking like today?
I'm going to go for a walk. I haven't had a walk yet, so I'll go for a walk. We'll take the kids down to East Shores and walk around the waterfront for a while. Let the kids have a run around and play. And I think the missus has got some things I've got to go buy today. We've got to go pick up. She's found some things she wants. So he's like, we're going to do this, and this. All right, no worries.
I love it when the missus gets those moods. Like my missus, she said to me, Ash, we have to go to Aldi this weekend. I'm like, why do we need to go to Aldi? And she goes, because they got this food dehydrator, and I really want it. I'm like, I'll use it to dehydrate fruit and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, no worries. We bought it. $45 later, take it home. 2 years had passed.
How many times did it come out of the cupboard?
2 years passed, it didn't leave the box. we ended up putting it on a buy swap sell page, and at the time we were actually looking for a hermit crab like case, like an enclosure, because she wanted hermit crab. So this was like divine intervention. So we were like, we advertised that we want to buy like fish tanks or whatever, and we also advertised the fact there's dehydrators for sale. We had this lady message us locally. She goes, hey, look, I've got this old fish tank I'm not using, and it has got all this stuff for hermit crabs that we use. Why don't we give you that, and then you can give us a food dehydrator? I'm like, oh, Yeah,
Done.
deal done. And we got the better end of the deal. And I said to her, "Are you sure? Because this looks like it costs a lot more than this." And because I'm a pretty honest dude. And she said,
Yeah.
"Oh well, look, to be completely honest, my husband really needs it because he's making this jerky, and unfortunately our dehydrator broke, and we're desperate. We need it for tomorrow afternoon." And we just saw your post up tonight, and she came at 10 o'clock at night, on a Saturday to come and get it.
Yeah. That's keen.
Mate, how good's Facebook Marketplace? I love it. Oh, sold my boxing rig.
Yeah.
Sold my boxing rig recently because I put it up and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get into boxing again. And I posted a video about me wanting to get into boxing again. Used it 3 or 4 times. And then I was like, oh, it's taking up too much room. It's killing the grass. Get rid of it. And put it up for sale. 20 minutes later, gone. It was fantastic.
Yeah. I've got a massive gym set up in my garage, my shed down the back. And it's I've got 4 big machines in there and treadmills and sit-up benches and bench presses and everything's in there. So
you could have sold that for an absolute monster. You could be a millionaire during this COVID thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like up in Queensland.
Just up here. Well, up where we are, I think we had when it first started, we had one lady come in. She was escorted in by police, went way out the road to her home. She stayed there. Nothing happened. She was cured. So, and that was the only case we've had remotely even close to us.
But did they shut down your gym in Queensland?
Yeah. Not where. Yeah, all of them here and the pools and all that. I think that was just a national thing. The pools and all that open because I was dirty on when they shut the pools because my physio said, "Oh, we'll start going to the heated pool and do pool work with your leg."
Yeah.
That next day they shut the pools.
They're out to get you, Gary. They're out to get you.
I know. Yeah. So they opened up yesterday, I believe. So I've hit the physio up already. Booked some pool sessions, mate. We're going.
Legend. Yeah, they've reopened my pool that I used to swim laps out. I just haven't gone yet because I'm still a bit sort of, now that there's a second, I knew that there was going to be some sort of second wave. I knew that it was they're lifting everything too soon in my eyes. I'm just still going to play it safe because my miss is a bit high risk, so I don't want to go back there and risk getting anything because mate, what I was getting at is that because everything has been closed down here, at least on the marketplace here in Sydney, people have been selling dumbbells and stuff for just in crazy prices, $500, a simple weight set that would cost you no more than $100 because people were buying it. It's ridiculous. The greed of some people.
It's selfishness. It's pure greed. It's an opportunistic. It's not right. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Enough about the human condition. So before I let you go, before we start wrapping this up, I'll ask you a couple more, just 1 or 2 more questions. What is your favorite Manshake flavor at the moment?
I've gone vanilla and banana. I can't decide between them 2 at the moment.
Oh, so you don't mix them. I thought you mixed them. I was like, oh, that's an interesting mix.
I mix a few of them, like the choc mint and banana, and that didn't turn out too good. But it depends. I'll go for banana, and then I'll put fruit. I put a lot of fruit in mine, of the morning. I'll put a banana, frozen mango, frozen cherries, or whatever in with them. I think that's why I like the vanilla and banana, because I do a lot of the fruit stuff in the morning. So
I've been meaning to get some frozen cherries. I've been meaning to.
Yeah. Coles have them $4. They're a bag. They're all right.
I'll check them out.
They blend up really nice. Yeah.
Because some bloke posted up a cherry ripe recipe, and I was like, that I got to try.
Yeah.
I got to get the cherries.
And I see one, the pina colada.
Oh.
someone done that. That one looked nice without the alcohol.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I found Coles do a cashew milk, and I think it's like seven calories or something per serve.
Cashew.
Right. So and it's like we had seen it was right down the bottom of the shelf because we were looking there because the missus likes her almond milks and that sort of things with hers. And I'm looking, I found this cashew. I put it on the MyFitnessPal, and geez, that's all right. And so I use the cashew milk is quite nice, isn't it? It makes it really thick too.
Oh,
Thickens it up.
so what do you mix that
sometimes
with?
You gotta. No, I don't.
Don't do that motion
I just
again.
remember what that looked like. Yeah. That was don't do that.
So you snuck it in there, right? You stuck it in there. You use MyFitnessPal, do you?
Yeah.
Is that
MyFitnessPal for log all my food, and I use my Fitbit, which links up to track all my walks and exercise and everything. So I have my physio got me onto it, and I have my calorie count at 1,600. And by the time I do my exercise, have the shakes, during the day, by the time I get to tea, I'm still sitting at 1,400, 1,500 calories to eat.
Wow.
It's like not a hope in hell. Like, so I'm losing weight every day. Like, and I sort of plateaued out for a bit. I was stuck on 116 for about 4 weeks. And then he said, go down to the ASN shop here in town. And that's where I got the Canatine and the OxyShred and the amino corp acids. As soon as I started taking them, I dropped half a kilo a week on top. And now like 3.7 kilos in 2 weeks.
Okay, so looking at my local nutrient supplement store. I already got it. I'm familiar with all that stuff because I used hydroxycut before. I've used amino acids and creatine and L-carnitine, and all of those things. Like I had like so many supplements in the house, it was ridiculous. Like, and I was just doing everything like supplements, they help, but when I was doing my weight loss journey, going to the gym 5 days a week, killing myself doing it, I was just doing everything wrong. And I look back, I'm thinking, why was I just so dumb? The way I was doing it.
That's what, and you think you're doing it right. So, I was doing the same thing. We were in the double story house when I first got back. I'd go into the gym downstairs. I'd just get up in my wheelchair. I'd roll into the gym, and then I'd sit on a desk chair with wheels. So I'd drag myself between exercise things to get to one machine or another. So I'd push up my wheelchair and
just have a pulley system around the house.
I'd sit there and I've got my boxing bag and I had lowered it right down so I could sit down and box.
Oh no! Oh no!
But I was like yourself then. I was sweating my ass off, man, and the weight wasn't changing or moving because then muscle transfers heavier than fat. So but then because I sweat so much, even walking around, that's what they said, like the amino acids will put all that back in. And if I hadn't known all this at the start of my journey, it probably would have helped me a lot more.
Yeah.
So, but being just being me, I didn't know that stuff. So it's sort of, once you start asking questions, and if you've got a good supplement store, good people in it, they're going to help you out.
Yeah.
So,
exactly. Yeah. So, my weight loss has tapered over the last month and a half, and I was sick for a little bit, but I think I might need to start looking at supplements to just kind of push it a little bit further because I want to
change it up a bit.
Yeah, just change it up a little bit. Maybe get that little bit of extra help, but it's a bit of a rabbit hole. It's like, oh, where do you?
Well, that's why me and the missus have the same 3, and that's what they've. This is what we want to do. And we use the same 3 in the same way. She was addicted to energy drinks. Right? She drank Red Bulls and V's. And so she uses the OxyShred and finds it does the same for energy-wise. And that's what the lady told her. She said, you have 2 of them a day that'll keep the energy up, and it does. So,
Oh yeah.
we keep it simple. Keep it simple.
You can get
One
caffeine
scoop, two
a number of
scoop,
ways.
done.
Like people don't realize, like
Yeah.
Red Bull and all that. It's just energy. It's all caffeine. You know,
Yeah.
you get that a number
Yeah.
of ways, and you know.
See, neither of us drink coffee. I've never
Ah,
tasted coffee in my life. I
oh,
can't stand the smell of it.
oh,
Like it reeks. I walk past a coffee shop, I'm like, that.
mate, you're missing out, bro.
I've survived 50 years without it, so yeah, I'm not missing too much.
I took a sip to seem nonchalant, but it's ice cold because it's 7 degrees and it's in there.
I'm sitting there thinking, that's cold. That's the first time I've seen you bring it up.
Well, yeah, I got this basic bitch, but it's yeah, I do miss my coffee plunger. I keep saying it, but yeah. But anyway, man, what we'll do is start wrapping it up. I will say this, that your story is so inspiring to me, and your attitude throughout the entire thing. And I know that we're seeing, like, we're only seeing you, like, pick, like, bits of you. And this is in a place where you are losing weight and you seem to be a lot, mentally happier. I can imagine that during the time of the accident and the first recovery and all the surgeries, because you had, like, what, 9 or 10 surgeries, was it?
9 in the first 11 days, and then 10 total with the last one.
Yeah, I cannot imagine.
The last one went for 9 hours or something. The last one was.
I can't imagine.
I went longer.
Just honestly.
Oh, it's
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I look back at my posts and I sit there and go, "Wow, look at me!" And I try not to sort of dwell on it too much, but it is hard sometimes.
Well, you said to me when we first started talking, you said no one's going to do it for you. And that really rung a bell for me. Like, it's like, you know, in terms of whether it's weight loss or succeeding in life, progressing your career, getting your education done, no one's going to do it for you.
Everything.
You know, like,
exactly right.
Your mum can't, you know, do all these things for you. You know, you can't expect a magic pill to do all these things. You got to put in the hard yards. And I think a lot of people can use your story and you know, the language and the emotion behind it to really inspire themselves to get out there and achieve what they want to, whether it be weight,
mate, that'd be awesome.
Whatever. Yeah. And mate, you've inspired me. Like, honestly, it's like every time I see your post, honestly, it means so much to see, like, a bloke like you, a real dude, getting out there and overcoming the odds and getting out there and making his own life better. Good on you. Yeah. Honestly, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ash.
No,
I appreciate that.
No, honestly, I can't thank you.
Well, that wasn't what I was aiming to do, but that's awesome. If I can help some other blokes, you know, and that makes my journey worth it more. You know, so. Well, like my wife said, she goes, "You're obviously here for a reason." She said, "If a tree can't take you out, you're right. You know, you're obviously here. Someone was looking after you." So.
Well, mate, I tell you what, you've got on your jersey up top there written, it says mateship, and honestly, I want to be your mate, because that's awesome. You know, and if there's anyone out there that has had, you know, an accident, or, you know, is overcoming an injury or things like that, you know, feel free to hit me up. If you are struggling, I'm happy to have a chat to you, or just look on the Manshake Men page on Facebook. You'll be able to see Gary, because he'll post up his dinner or his walk and Asian crunchy noodles. I'm still waiting for that delivery, mate.
I sent it. Menu log.
I get a what $500 menu log? No, but look. If you could say any final thoughts to anyone out there, Gary, what would it be?
I don't know. It's don't put it off. Like, put it off is just, it's not going to make it any better. It's you never know what you can do until you're faced with it. Like, trust me, I never knew I'd be up walking. If you had told me I'd be walking 12 months ago, 6 months ago, like I am today, I would have laughed at you, or would have, thrown food at you or whatever, because I would have thought that wasn't possible. Right? So anything's possible as long as find your want, find your reason. If you can find that, and then that's your drive, if you feel it in here, you're done. You're going to succeed. It's pretty simple. Right? Find the right tools, the right support, the right network, and the sky's the limit.
The sky is.
I mean, even this, yeah. Even the support from you guys on the page, man, everyone, that inspires me to keep going too. I might inspire others to get up and do it, but it inspires me to exactly the same to keep going, Well, so that's, don't put it off, aim high, because you just never know where you're going to finish up.
Exactly right. Well, I wish you all the best of your journey. I'm going to be following intently. And thank you so much for your support on my channel and being on today's episode of Fat Chat.
No worries.
To anyone out there who wants to be a part of this and share their story, it doesn't matter whether you've lost 1 kilo or 100 kilos, or in Jerd's case, 1,000 kilos. Love to hear from you. You share your story and, get your voice out there, because you don't know who you're going to inspire, like my old man here, Gary. But thank you, everyone who has shown up. Thank you, Gary. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I always point up. It's going to be somewhere here. And you have yourself a great day. We'll see you.